All right, welcome back to the iWealth podcast. Me and Mr. Connors from iWealth are talking about the end of his business. You are donezo, dude. All of the AI that's out there, you don't stand a chance, is my theory. That you literally, anything that I want to do, the AI can do. And is faster, and I don't have to wait for an email back from you.
And the robots are coming. Like,
you're done.
Soon we'll be sitting here and we'll be like, hey, go get me a Coke, and then the robot will bring it over. And right?
That's very real.
What did Elon Musk say? The number I'm going to get wrong, but he said there's going to be 3 times as many robots as humans or something, or twice as many. But I added up. Like, I have 2 Roombas. Okay. I've got a robot named Thor that mows the yard. Yeah. That's 3. There was a 4th somewhere. Yeah, I mean, the robots are coming. So AI is here. We know that. But the reason why we're talking about that is there is some stories out there like,
there's some
who's
truth
AI?
To it.
Yeah, who's AI going to replace? And
I think all the big regular stuff will get replaced.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like, I'm trying to look at for my practice, like, where does it look? What's it look like in not 5 years, 18 months from now? Yep. Things will look different. What's it look different? But to your point, and I think about this a lot, Matt, and I play around with AI. Like, how's AI going to replace me as the financial advisor? How's the AI going to replace your accountant, your lawyer? What's that look like? Yep. Because it's a lot different today than it was. Remember, I was thinking about this on the way over about, I don't know, how long ago was it? 2 years ago when you put together this AI. Remember, you had it right here. Yeah. And you had like 20 people, and we're going to talk about AI. How long ago was that?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And everybody's like, wow, no one knew what it was. Yeah. We're all starting to imagine what. Yeah. I think you should get that same group back together again. Wouldn't it be interesting to pull them together on a Tuesday night and just talk for 2 hours about how they're using AI now and what they're thinking about?
And what's working and not.
It's crazy on how fast it's been, you know? And so I think about this from a financial planning standpoint. There's a lot of advisors out there that hang their hat on picking the right portfolio. We're really smart. We're really good. We've got really good tools. And that's probably all true, to be able to pick stocks for our clients or pick mutual funds or ETFs and put together portfolios for our clients. I think those people are dead. I think AI will help that immensely. I think stock pickers will still have their day. They'll use AI over here to help gather data about, should I buy GE stock or Home Depot stock? And then they'll pick it. So stock pickers will still be relevant. But if financial advisors aren't stock pickers, outsource that and hire a pro to do that piece of it. So then there's also advisors that want to race to the bottom with fees. So Brad's charging 1%, and now he's visiting with you saying, Matt, I'll do it for 80 basis points. I'll do it for 0.8%. So move your account to me because I'm cheaper. Well, the race to zero is going to happen too. I mean, ETFs are about giving them away at this point. So there's no value in being a financial...
I have to ask the question, what is the point of difference, right? If that's all of the stuff, what's the point of difference with financial advisors?
Correct. So what I'm teeing up here is that if you're not in the right frame of mind doing the right business as a financial advisor, I don't know if you're around 18 months from now. Like, I don't know if you're relevant. If you think that your cheapest is going to get you more business, you're wrong. If you think you're smartest to pick the stocks, you're wrong. Yep. And these are all my opinions, right? Yeah. So here's where the financial advisor and AI doesn't replace it. Angus Fletcher wrote this book called Primal Intelligence. And it's one of the best books I've read about this whole AI movement going on. Talks a lot about it's an interest. Talks about Shakespeare and all these people that studied Shakespeare. And he's getting to a point of, and he's been with military and things like that. Pick up the book and read it. It was actually given to us by Dan Sullivan at Strategic Coach. He's going to speak at one of the conferences. The bottom line is he believes that story is not replaced by AI. AI can't tell story. It doesn't feel emotion. You had, in one of our other podcasts, you had talked about like the white elephant in the room, like that spidey sense you have that something's wrong. Yes. When I walked in today and how you doing, Phil? And just his inflection of, it's all right. It's like, okay, what's going on? That AI can't pick up on that, right? Because you're just typing it in there. And I don't care if you talk about it. It just can't, you're not having a good day. How do we take care of this? And so where the financial advisor is not going to get replaced by AI is being able to help the clients come up with their story. They might have a money story on baggage they bring. They might be creating a new money story with their new spouse, baggage they'll create. But the financial advisor will be that conduit in the moment that will know the questions to ask about that white elephant. Will be able to pull out what the experience was when you were 6 years old and your mom and dad filed for bankruptcy, and how that makes you feel, and how we should adjust your portfolio for less risk so that you're not scared by that.
Yeah.
Does it make some sense on the story side of it?
So to me, it sounds like what you're saying is that the story, the little tiny intuitions that you have during the story of them being able to express what money means to them, has as much value, if not more value, than what the AI brings, because the AI brings an objective look to it and doesn't have any idiosyncrasies to being able to understand with super deep knowledge who that couple is that's in front of you.
Right. It has wisdom, but not the wisdom of sitting knee to knee for 30 years with clients and feeling the emotion and understanding which way the wind's blowing a little bit, to be able to dig into an area that they never thought they were going to talk about.
I like that. Yeah.
And it's like going to a doctor. We got you and I were, Whoops and whatever. We've got all that stuff. But if all we wanted was data, we don't need a doctor. Just throw it in AI and it'll help us. We need a doctor to ask us what's going on, to understand story, and to try to pull apart a little bit of what's not in AI, and then help us solve for those problems, stuff that we don't even know to ask, or what's this inflection. So I think people are going to pay for wisdom, whether it's an attorney, whether it's a CPA, whether it's a financial advisor or a doctor. If you're just doing it on the margin and you're just a guy that's collecting K rollovers and putting in some mutual funds, I think you're done. I think people want to pay for wisdom and want people to help them be an accountability partner. So what's the stories that you and your spouse have for your kids, for legacy, and then how do we solve those stories as we go? I think people are willing to pay for that, and they'll actually pay a premium for it. It's not a race to the bottom anymore, because they're finding value in it. But if you have a CPA that just collects your forms, throws it in their AI, and does your 1040, well, do it yourself. Don't need them anymore. But I'm not going to leave my CPA because he asked me questions I haven't even thought about. And there might be some tax deductions I haven't thought about. And I might need to set up an entity in a different way. Same thing with my lawyer. But boy, if they don't provide value, if your financial advisor isn't asking you questions about legacy and your money story and long-term care needs and family meetings, and it's all focused on investments, probably need to find a different financial advisor.
Yeah, you have something that you didn't know you needed at the top level. So with a lot of the work that I get to do, some of the products that I get to market for follow a similar thought process. And so you talk about the race to the bottom, and you think about all of the Chinesium goods that come off of Amazon. I can do it cheaper and simpler and whatever. And there is a place for that, right? But what's also interesting is the thing that's also flourishing is the super, super, super high-end goods. And so where most of it has been a race to the bottom, there's people that are willing to pay for let's just use a backpack as an example. A backpack's a backpack until you get to a $400 or $500 backpack. And then all of a sudden you realize when you get onto the airplane, there's an extra pocket that's exactly right when it sits between your legs, and you go, I didn't realize that I needed that, but now that I have my little notebook and it slides in perfectly and it fills a need because they genuinely thought through this at the top level. So you're seeing products that mimic that same thing at the top level where they're answering questions that maybe you didn't even know that you had the question. And there will always be a place for that. And that's kind of what you're feeling, but you're feeling it on the financial advising side. So when I hear that story, I'm like, man, that's another story that I've just dealt with a different product, right? It's race to the bottom. And then except at that top part, they anticipated the need. And there's value in that. There's genuine value in that.
I think of, so I brought with me today, we're going to go through it. Like I brought this DJI recorder from my phone. I have microphone that I bought. I have all this stuff that I bought. And I can go online and learn how to use the DJI, and I can learn how to use the microphone. The problem is I don't know how to put it all together so it works. I don't know the wisdom of being in the postage stamp on the screen like you do. So to your business, I can use AI to help arm me. I can buy some stuff. But it's just garbage unless you have wisdom to put it all together. Why did I bring it today? I need your wisdom to help me with it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay for that.
For a little piece of that.
Right?
Yep.
So that's where, so if somebody just needs a quick tax return done, don't pay for it. Just go get it done. If somebody just needs to pick the right mutual fund in their 401k, just use AI and pick the right mutual fund, right? But when you need the story to all come together, that's when you need to hire a pro.
Yeah.
And have to have somebody help you figure it out. So that's where I think we're not replaced.
Yep.
So I'm not selling my business, Matt. I'm not leaving tomorrow. But I will say this. I predict that there's going to be a lot of advisors that won't be in this business 18 months, 5 years from now.
Yep.
One, baby boomers. But it's just going to get too hard. They're not going to want to instill the technology, the conversations, use AI. Like I use AI every single day, and I use it for client matters. I use it for personal matters. I use AI all the time. It's a wonderful tool, but it doesn't replace wisdom and story.
You heard it here first.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
See you back here.